Hi everyone, my name is Felicia Bacon and I'm a student at Launch School. In the last video I talked about how I went from an architecture student to a software engineering student and everything I did in between to figure out what I wanted to do for my education. In this video I want to talk about my experience as a woman joining Launch School and also how I got involved with Launch School's Women Who Code group. I came into Launch School feeling a little intimidated, a little nervous because I just thought that there was going to be a lot of men at Launch School and not enough women. I thought that I would be joining just a group of a few women, and I also felt that as a new person coming in with zero to little experience that I would be looked down upon. People would think that I just didn't know what I was doing, and somehow I thought that as a woman I wouldn't be as good as the men, which doesn't make sense to me now that I say it, and I don't know why I thought that, but I did. So it was a little scary for me at first, not knowing how people were going to look at me. In my first few weeks at Launch School, I did notice a few things. I noticed that in the channels where everyone was communicating, that mostly men were speaking up in the channels, bringing up random topics or asking questions, asking for help, or just wanting to chat. But I noticed that not a lot of women were doing that, and I'm not sure why, but it made me feel like I didn't want to do that either for some reason, so I stayed kind of quiet in the beginning. I wondered if there were a lot of women at Launch School, but they just didn't want to participate in the channels and communicate with everyone else. So I thought that was kind of strange, and it made me not want to participate and put myself out there either for some reason. And I also looked a lot at the podcasts and the articles, trying to find some that were written by women or podcast episodes that had women in them, and there were some, but I wanted more. I wanted to hear more women's experiences and learn about their life. I wanted to know how they got into the software engineering field, what they were doing before, what their life was currently like, if they experienced any struggles or anything like that. I just wanted to learn more because I really felt like I needed the connection. I wanted someone or some group of people to relate to. I just wanted more of a connection. I wanted to meet other software engineering students because before this I had never actually met a woman software engineer. So I just thought it was cool that there was other women going through this path too, and I wanted to learn more about them. So here's something very specific. It made a difference to me when I was going through the exercises in the prep course. There's a bunch of exercises and there's the problem, there's a solution, there's a written explanation to the solution, and then there's a video. So it made a difference to me that the person who was narrating the video was a woman. I don't know why, but she was in the video. You couldn't see her, but there was a screen and she was writing code on the screen explaining the solution. And I thought to myself, wow, she sounds so smart. She sounds like she knows what she's doing. And the code is cool, it works, everything works. And I just thought, wow, I want to be like her one day too. I want to be an engineer and I want to write code and sound so smart. So I don't know why, I still think about that to this day. It made a difference that she was a woman, and I had never really seen that before, so I just thought that was cool. So I joined the Launch School women's group, introduced myself, and told them that I was new to the software engineering field and I wanted to learn as much as I could, and that I was so happy to meet other women like me who were on the same path to mastery and wanting to become software engineers. The Women Who Code group, they meet every single month. They have meetups, and the topic kind of varies. Sometimes we have people who come and present topics. Other times there is a specific thing that we want to talk about, and we do so as a group. And other times there's not really any topic. We just kind of come together and we socialize and talk about random things that could be code related. And I remember I actually gave a presentation on my struggles learning how to problem solve. And it was so hard for me at first to sit there and present in front of all these women, but the feedback I got was just so awesome. And I hoped to have helped someone to feel like they weren't alone and that there's other people like them struggling to learn these things. But these meetups are awesome because every single month we get to come together and socialize and just talk with each other about what we're going through as we're working through Launch School's curriculum. Because sometimes there's just a lot of struggles that we go through, or maybe we need help, or maybe we just need someone to, hang out with. And that's what these meetups are for. I loved being a part of the group so much, and actually I was co-host of the group for a few months, and it was fun. I was really nervous at first because I had never been asked to be a co-leader for a group like this, so it was a huge honor for me, and I learned so much. I had never organized meetings before, so it was kind of nerve-wracking for me at first, but I got used to it, and the students in the group were just so awesome. They never made me feel like I didn't know what I was doing or anything like that. But I felt safe enough to do so. I felt that the community gave me the confidence to push myself out of my comfort zone and do things that maybe I was uncomfortable with at first, like public speaking or talking to a big group of people. It made me feel that I can do it, and everyone here wasn't going to make me feel bad about myself or make me feel any negative type of way. So I'm really grateful for that experience. Also, and to me this is one of the best things about it, there are people that I've met in this group a long time ago when I first started in 2019, and even a little before that when I was just kind of lurking around the prep course, that I have known since then and I still talk to and I still consider really good friends. It's so amazing for me to see how far they've come. One of the things that means the most to me is being sent random messages from these awesome women telling me that they're so proud of me for making it this far into the curriculum, that they wonder how things are going, they wonder how I'm doing, and just really encouraging me, telling me that I'm doing an awesome job. And that means so much to me that someone would go out of their way to send a message to me, and that makes me feel good that someone cares about me so much. So I really feel that as a student that it was important for me early on to establish as many connections as I possibly could with all different kinds of people, because it makes things a lot easier as you're working through this curriculum. It can be kind of a lonely journey sometimes, so it was nice to have someone that I could go to when I needed help. It made asking for help a lot easier. And just anytime I was struggling with anything, or even just wanting to chat about any random thing that wasn't really school related, it was nice to have people there that I felt safe with, that I could confide in, and them for me also. I wanted to be that kind of person that other people could come to talk to if they needed it. It's helped me more times than one to feel like I could keep going. There are a few times where I felt that maybe I just couldn't really do it, I couldn't stick with it, that maybe I wasn't good, or maybe that I should just go do something else. But having these women in my life helped me to feel like I could keep going, that I wasn't alone, and that there are other people on the path with me that were going through the struggles as I was. So I'm really grateful for that also. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked learning about my journey as a woman to Launch School, and also learning about the Launch School's women group. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments, or anything you want to ask me, you can leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them for you. Thank you for watching. Bye.